Hello, this is Father Michael Nasser coming to you from St. Nicholas Orthodox Church here in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and wishing you a happy new year as I reflect this week on an aspect of newness that I think we all want. This is, of course, the week after New Year's, and a lot of us are thinking through what we want to change about our lives, what we want to do differently. And yet we know how hard it is sometimes to fulfill those resolutions. Well, why? Well, there's one obvious answer. At some point, we think it gets too hard. We get to a point where we try it. Let's say we wanted to start exercising. We get up, we go to the gym Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday happens to be, well, we're just a little more tired. We went to bed a little bit too late. And we don't get it. Why? Because somehow, consciously or not, we say to ourselves, it's too hard. And then we make an excuse, I'll go later, I'll go tomorrow, whatever. But it's that idea of being too hard that stops us. I read something very interesting. Today in the church, January 4th, we celebrate the 70 holy apostles. Now, we all are familiar with the 12, but then there were the 70 that are mentioned there. Not everybody remembers that, but there's 70 apostles Jesus sent out, again, 2 by 2, to go out and preach the word of the salvation that he came to bring. But the account I was reading about it was very interesting. It made a point of saying these 70 weren't the first 70 that he picked. That of that original 70, several of them at some point turned back and said, out loud or not, conscious or not, this is too hard. But it was interesting. Just like Judas was replaced in the 12, in the 70, the ones that fell away and stopped because it got too hard, came back and were replaced. They didn't come back, but others replaced them. And so the 70 we remember today are the 70 that ended as the apostles, not the ones that began that way. And it's easy for us to have beginnings. It's hard for us to finish. And why? Because we get to that point of things being, in our own words to ourselves, if no one else, it's too hard. So my encouragement to you and to everyone in this new year is to realize consciously when we get to that point where we're saying it's too hard, and to realize that with Christ, it's not. With Christ, nothing is too hard, especially if it's the right thing to do. Some things are too hard that we shouldn't do, and we shouldn't do them because they're the wrong thing to do. But if it's the right thing to do, if it's a good thing, a healthy thing, a positive thing, a pious thing, a holy thing, then it's not too hard because it's the right thing to do, which means God is there to give us the strength to do it. So, I don't know what your New Year's resolutions are, but whatever they are, if they're good and positive and holy and healthy, don't get stopped at that moment of saying to yourself, it's too hard. In fact, work really hard to realize when you are saying that, and then bring it to Christ. Bring it to him to say, Lord, it feels like it's too hard. Is it really too hard? And then seek the strength from him. And I know every single time we do that, if we really seek, as he told us, we're going to find. So may God give us the will to do what he has given us to do, because the strength is there. The strength has already been given us. That's a done deal. May we have the will to find that strength and to not just begin things well, but end them well. So I hope you found this helpful. If so, please share with your friends any way you'd like to do that. And God willing, we'll see you in next week's video. Happy New Year.